Now, survivor mode of functioning is the deep mourning and integration time. It is where people begin to mourn all those losses that we talked about earlier, and to really begin to look at them. They are more stabilized. They have a little bit more ability to regulate affect. They are also spending more and more time in the green and yellow zone and less time in the red zone. And as I said earlier, we all get in the red zone. It's part of being human. But the more functional we are, the quicker we can reset our physiology. So we find that in this mourning and integration time, we also begin to see the interplay of all of these things together. So just one treatment modality is not usually effective. It's kind of a composite of things. It's the cognitive behavioral, it's also narrative, it's many things that will, and somatic will be a part of it. But a big piece of it is making sense and meaning. That there is meaning in the pain and the suffering. What is it that they take from the experience? What do you learn about life and yourself from the thing that you went through? So this is where people begin to recognize, especially in the latter part of survivor mode, that that the thorns have roses. How do we begin to see that? And that is through the process that trauma can be transformative, or trauma work, I guess I should say, is transformative. This is also the time where people really begin to do the themis work, or the betrayal trauma work, and we're going to talk about that at length today. But this is about integration. And I don't believe there's any such thing as closure when it comes to trauma. I think it's about integration. And the more people integrate the trauma into their life narrative, the more it looks like closure to the outside world. But the one thing that I think a lot of times our clients don't recognize early on is that the process of healing from trauma, particularly sexual trauma, is a lifetime process. Now, the acute stage is not going to last a lifetime, but there are going to be natural times that the trauma gets tender again. And whether it's at a time of aging or ill health, loss of autonomy to aging or ill health, or any time a person feels a sense of vulnerability or lack of safety or lack of control, that it gets tender again. But it doesn't mean people are starting from square one. It means that they get to deepen the process, and it adds to that transformative quality. So we want to empower them to the fact that it will be a process through a lifetime, but there is a rich process that begins to take place.